Welcome and welcome back everybody to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing Baby Alive dolls. I have two and we're going to be comparing them. First up we have newborn Baby Alive. She's Kenner brand from 1992. And over here we have Baby Alive Lil Sounds from 2017. And she's Hasbro. A little history about these baby dolls. They first came onto scene in the toy world in the 1970s, and by the 1980s, Kenner was selling 1 million Baby Alives a year. That's a ton. They were made to simulate how challenging real infant life can be for the adults who take care of them. Kenner eventually became Hasbro. And in 2006, they started making even more Baby Alives, like the more updated ones that look more like her. This is the newborn Baby Alive that I got when I was 3 years old or so. I believe it came out in 1992, or at least was developed in 1992 and released in 1993. The bottle says Kenner 1992. What's neat about her is that she could take a bottle. She had food that you could mix. It was a powder, and you would put water with it, stir it or shake it up in this tiny bottle, and it has a little hole you see, and she would actually drink it, and it would go all the way down into her diaper where she's got an itty bitty little hole, and you could change her diaper. And also she could cry. If you can see here, she has a little hole right there and a little hole right here in this eye. And she has really nice purple with blue eyes. And they're made to look like they're sparkling, kind of like an animated eye would look. It's very cute. She has little dimples on her knees and very chubby feet and legs, and her hands even look chubby. Her legs and arms look really thick to me. It's so cute. A chubby little baby. Sorry if you can hear people doing yard work. It's 80 some degrees and a fall day, kind of a rarity. This is the thing on her back that you would push in order to make tears come out of her eyes. Unfortunately, she doesn't take a bottle any longer for whatever reason. When I've tried to give her a bottle for a short that I made recently, the water didn't go to her eyes and it didn't go through the wet and drink system either. Instead, the water just came out the back of her neck. So that's rather disappointing, but I mean, she's a super old doll, and I'm sure they don't make them to last really, since they're for little kids playing mainly. She has molded hair that's a very pale, almost platinum blonde. It's very lovely in person. And she has a little top knot that features real hair. Well, not like human hair, but it has, you know, a tuft of hair that you could brush or take down on top. I don't have any packets of her food left, of course, because I did all that when I was little, but I will try water again today, just so you guys can see. Maybe she'll work today. She probably won't, but let's see. So this bottle is like a squishy plastic. Let me get out of the shade some. And so you can kind of like squeeze it into her mouth. We'll see if it works. I kind of doubt it. And as far as I can remember, she did not make any noises or cry or anything. Just the tears and the wetting the diaper. I'm pressing this button on her back to no avail, just trying to get some tears to come out, you guys, but it's just not going to happen. And let's look at her diaper. Does it look wet? No, there's just some staining on it from age, but well, that's kind of a bummer. Let's move on to the next doll though over here. This is Baby Alive Lil Sounds, and she's from 2017, so a much more recent doll. And she also has quite a few more features. So this baby actually sucks on her pacifier, and she does 10 different things. She giggles, she whines, she kind of makes a sleepy sound like she's gonna fall asleep when you lie her on her back. Let's see if wow, she sounds like she sounded really grumpy. I don't know if she's ever made that noise. Okay, she's winding down and getting tired. That's the sleepy sound. So, yeah, those 10 things are a lot more than what her counterpart does. This one does not eat or drink or wet a diaper. And besides babbling, she doesn't talk, but at least she makes some noises. I think that's pretty cool. She has the ginormous eyes that they're known for in recent years, and molded hair. Her hair is more yellow and has a wave to it. Her tummy shows her speaker system, and she has a painted on diaper. A lot of the newer Baby Alive dolls, they can talk, and a lot of them you can change their diaper. They have a wet and drink system. The food kind of turns to some sort of plastic in their diaper, and then you can discard of it. I picked her because I wanted her to be a little bit different than the one that I've had for years and years since my childhood. Let's talk about what these two have in common with each other. So they both have really big eyes, and they both have really big blue eyes and blonde hair that's mainly painted on. Their bodies are in similar positions, like you can sit them or they can stand up, kind of. I mean, if you prop them up against something. Their mouths are both parted so you can put a bottle or a pacifier in them. And they're both interactive, even though they both do different cool things. And then let's talk more about where they're different. So this one's eyes are much larger, even though they both have blue eyes. If you can see them, let's get her out of the shadows. Her eyes are much bigger and rounder. You can see there, but they're missing that little sparkle and the extra purple color that really gives a lot of character to the Kenner Baby Alive. The nose is much more like a little tiny button nose or a pug nose on Kenner Baby Alive, and the Hasbro one that's more recent has much less detail to the nose. It's just a little raised knob, really. You can barely make out the nostrils on it, so that's interesting. So this one is more realistic and has more detail. And then for the mouth, the newer one has a much more pale mouth. It's a peach color, but her mouth seems to be opened more in like a different shape. This one's mouth is more rounded. The other one is more spread out or something. This one has a more pink mouth tone. This one's skin is more orangey or tan, and it might just have turned more of like a patina to the plastic since she's so old, but I kind of think she always looked like that from what I remember. I will say the eyebrows are like super tiny on her, and I don't think they're rubbed off. They're just like that, and she's got a bushier, better eyebrow, really. The older one has like little ears that are flatter to her head, and this one has more protruding ears that remind me of an elf. They're a lot bigger, but there's less detail in it. On this newer one, she's got little tiny hands compared to the older one. The older one has little chubby looking almost toddler hands, and this one, look how tiny the hands are. And yes, it's just like less detail was put into the newer ones. Maybe they're even more mass produced than the older ones were. And as I've already shown you, she has dimples, little cute dents on her knees. And also the vinyl is like, you can press it in even on her hands. And with the newer one, you can press it in a little bit, but not nearly as much, especially on the legs. They feel harder to me. So it's a little bit different kind of vinyl, I believe. And of course, there's no dent or dimple detail in the new one's legs. The older one has the little chubby feet that kind of go with the thicker hands, and the new one has little skinny feet. So yeah, overall, the older one definitely beats the new one as far as the realistic little cute details. There's things that I like about both of them, but overall, and maybe I'm just biased because I grew up with this one and I remember the Easter or Christmas, I think it was at Easter, that I got her because she, I'm pretty sure, came with like, I got like a changing table and some other stuff that I used with her when I played with her. So I just have so many memories and time spent with this one. I think she's a lot cuter, but I would like to know what you guys think. So leave a comment below. Look how her little knees bow out though, and like this ones are just straight down. So I don't know, there's just something missing to me with the new one. I really like that she makes 10 different whines and sounds and, you know, babbles and cries a little bit. But if this one still could wet and drink, I mean, I think she would definitely beat out all those things I just listed. But, you know, that's just my opinion. I do think the pacifier is really cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Caro, or Lurking Caro. Don't forget to subscribe.